Hi, guys, and welcome to Finish It Friday, episode 20. So let's get back to what we were doing where we left on Wednesday. Okay, so here were the measurements, and here are the pieces that we have. The 5.5 by 8.5 scored at 4 1/4. DSP and cardstock that is both 4 by 5 1/4, and then something for your sentiment. Okay, so let's get out our cutter here. Put this off to the side for a second. All right, so I like having, whether it's using your cutter, if you have a zero ruler, which I have many of those that I've bought in over the years, or whether you're using your grid paper, we're going to find the halfway mark on all four sides, and we're going to make a little tip line. So here we have there and there, because this is 4, so you go to 2. And then this is 5 1/4. So half of 5 is 2 1/2, and half of 4, 1/4 is an 1/8. So we're going approximately at 2 5/8. So on here it's kind of hard to do. On your cutter it's easy, but here you can kind of see that would be your 0 mark. Let me show you on the cutter though. So here's 2 5/8. Here's 2 1/2. Here's 2 5/8. So we would put it there, and I would make my tick lines there and there. Okay. So now let me see if I can scroll in a little bit better. Is it going to let me? My camera's at a little bit of a weird angle. Maybe it's not going to let me. I don't think it's going to let me. All right. So anyway, what I'm doing is I'm putting those tick marks right in the channel. Let me see if I can move my phone this way a little bit. There we go. Let me move that up a little bit. So can you see I have those tick marks right in the channel, and I have my DSP on top of my cardstock. So you want to make sure it stays together, and you're going to cut on that line. Again, here you have your tick mark. Of course, it's going to be the point, and then there's your other tick mark. Cut there. And we're just going around. Here's the tick mark. Here's the other tick mark. And last but not least, it's going to be from that corner to that corner. Okay, I think that's it for cutting for right now. So here you have your pieces that you just cut off of your layer. Okay, so now you can decide. Oh, let me go back out. Oops. Sorry. Let me go back out. So now you can decide with what you have cut how you want it to look. Do you want that? Do you want it that? I think on mine, I'm going to go ahead. I'll save these for later. Move this down here a little bit. And this will be over here. So here we have a card for later. All right. So now let's go ahead, grab your piece of cardstock, and here's your big decision of the day. Do you want to flush it straight up to the corner, or do you want to leave a little bit of a border? Completely up to you, however you want to do it. For the sake of time, I'm going to go ahead and get out my Stamp and Seal. Sorry. I'm going to go straight to the corner. So let's go ahead and we're going to do this. Now, you know me. I like using my cutter to make sure everything is lined up. So here I have it in the corner, and I'm putting that piece in the corner. That's just me. I like having it somewhat lined up. So now here, again, I have this right in the corner. You have a little bit of the lip there, so I'm going straight in the corner again. I'm trying not to sniffle as much today. It's been a kind of a bad week here in the Chicago, not a bad week. It's been a long week in the Chicagoland area with our rain and our cold. So I actually did blow my nose before I started, but that only lasts all about 5 seconds. All right, so here we have that on your card base. Again, since this is two-sided, which way do you want to go? Now you got to remember, it's not going to be as symmetrical if you flip it over, because even though you make your markings, it's not going to be perfect. I'm going to go ahead and go like this. In fact, let me see something really quick. All right, I'm going to go a little bit rogue here, guys. I'm going to cut off just a smidgen on each side. Now, you can't just do two sides because then you're going to be offside again. So I'm going to line this up right with where that dark trim meets the ruler, because that's going to, you're supposed to start in the middle of your card. All right, so that's ugly. So guess what? I'm going to do a little bit more. Remember, when you do this, you want to start in the middle of your card. So I'm going to actually do a fourth off of each side. Let me figure out. So just remember, you want to start in the middle of your cardstock. So there, I have that lined up to that. And now I moved it again. I feel like I was a little off on that side. And if I don't like this, well, then don't do this, guys. All right. So there, I've taken it off on all sides. Oh, I kind of do like that. There. Look at that. It's a little busy, but I like it. So let's go ahead. And you can stamp right on here, but I'm going to actually use the strips that we cut out from earlier. So let's go ahead. There we go. Put that down there. Put that there. Let's go ahead and grab our focal piece, and for this I'm using Biggest Wish. I love this so much. Love, love, love the set. So let's do, I don't think I'm going to actually mix fonts this time. Usually I do mix fonts, but I don't think I will this time. So let me go ahead and move my stamps around here. This is photopolymer, and since this one has been sticking a lot, let me go ahead. Let me get some of this off, some of that film. All right. And start with the birthday first to figure out how long I'm going to make this sentiment. All right, so let's go ahead, line it up. And on these, with the photopolymer, especially with the words, I like to leave it down for a little bit longer just to make sure all of that ink transfers. Oh, and I got a little bit of an edge there. Flip it over. Sorry, we have two sides to each card. piece of cardstock. All right, let's try that again. Try not to rock it this time. Okay, looks much better. And let's do our happy. Let's see. Might be a little higher on that one. All right. Let's go ahead. Get rid of those little scraps. Let's go ahead and see where we're going to cut it off. So if I go right there, that is right at a little over 4 1/4. So if that's 4 1/4, that means I'm going to make this 4 1/2. Oh, did 4 1/4. Oh, grabbed the wrong piece. I'm like, wait a minute. All right, so there's that. This, I think, I'm going to lay this one down flat, but I'm going to pop the whole layer up. And I'm going to kind of get that within that diamond there. So pretty. All right, let me put these extra pieces off to the side. Can create another card with that. And then let's go ahead and figure out which embellishments I'm going to use. I think I'm going to use these flat adhesive backed pearls. These are in the January to April mini catalog. And they're pearlized. They're so pretty. So let's go ahead, grab out my take your pick tool. That didn't slide off very good. Let's put that there. You know what? I'm thinking on this one I need to use the poker end. Then I want to put a bigger one. No, I'm not going to put a bigger one. I'm going to put a medium-sized one right on the corner there. Look how pretty. All right. Let me go ahead and go over here, clean this up. All right. So this is finished product. And I might add like some Versamark. Maybe. Let's see. Because I kind of want it in that Biggest Wish. You have these cute little background stamps. So let's go ahead. So I think I just want a little bit of relief to all that space. And what's nice about a small stamp like this is that you can go around your embellishments if you already have them down there. All right, put that off to the side. Now let's bring this up. Now it's not quite dry yet, but as it dries, you'll get more of that watermark look. All right. My inspiration for this card. Again, I was watching, oh my gosh, was it Hometown? I don't know. It's one of, I love, now you've got to realize, I love renovation shows because when I went to college, I went for interior design. Now this was many, many moons ago. and I got sick. I got mono a month before I was supposed to graduate. Now, anyone who knows about interior design, your final project is usually some sort of place you've renovated, not renovated, but you've designed. You've at least back in the 80s, you had to have like a thing. So I didn't get to finish. So I never got my degree in interior design. And so then I ended up working at a local grocery store because I was trying to go back and finish, but then of course since I was sick and got it incomplete, I lost my scholarship. Anyway, long story short, I never finished. So I have a love for these design shows. So I was watching, I think it was Hometown, and they had some sort of tile that had this look, and I thought, that would be a good card. So that's where this came from. Came from a design show. Love, love, love my renovation shows. Okay, so let's show you a few others. So here we go. Now this again is using different colors, but just using one sheet of that designer paper flipped over. Now this is that country gingham that I was telling you about. And do I still have it out? Or is it off to the side? It might be off to the side. So anyway, let me show you. So see, it's printed on both sides. And it's very gorgeous, but sometimes it's a little too busy. I don't know if I liked having the pattern on pattern when it's so close of a pattern. Still, very nice card. So then I took, you know me, I'm loving this new Flora DSP. I don't even know what it's called. It's over here. But it's also from the January to April mini catalog. It's Fancy Flora. I gotta remember that. Love it. So on it, you have one side is very abstract. The other side is kind of more subtle. So see how this is kind of like, if you can see here, it's kind of like a textured paint or plaster feel. So this is the same card DSP. I didn't put that corner down on purpose so you could see. So I did like that, using that. So look at your designer series paper. Figure out what you can use it for and if they look good together. Like I said, same type patterns, not so much. If this is more of a solid pattern, I think it would have looked a little better. But it's a good, and you could do your card portrait too. I tend to do landscapes on most of my cards. But it's just a fun little design you can work on. You could always put on some ribbon, of course. But just a fun little design, very eye-catching. And it could be a feminine or a masculine card, depending on the pieces you use. All right, guys, let's see. Oh, and the measurements. Someone was asking about measurements. Let me put this over here. So there's your measurements again. So it was a 5.5 by 8.5 scored at 4 to 4th. Either two pieces of 4 by 5 1/4. You can do it with one, like these were done with one piece. These were done with two. And then something for your sentiment. Here we did more straight across. I broke this one up a little bit because they were so busy. This one I used, I think it's that carryover punch. It was in the last mini. I think they're carrying it over. Just a fun, fast way to make some very striking looking cards. All right, guys, thanks a lot and have a great day.